Hey Team Shuckle, what is up? Ryan here, and I'm coming back to you with another Wi-Fi battle. This one is a link battle for the Lithio GBA, and this was my round 1 against Arrested Gaming. We've battled him before, and he's definitely more of a singles player, and this is a team that I drafted, but when I drafted it, I was so happy with it. I really like the way it fits out. I really love the melodic Tangrowth Heatran core. It is just such a good core in my mind. I love it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna battle, and just to kind of explain, what I thought. I started off with Espeon mainly because I didn't really know what else to start off with. I figured it's a good lead. It's a good lead. There's nothing it has dual screens, it has psychic, it has HP fighting, which is weird, I know, but I figured I'd give it a go, and I haven't really seen much from it though. And I brought the rest because John's team is something that I did not really know what to do against. It had a lot of things that I couldn't really cover, so I brought my best things. Metagross has always been an MVP in my mind. Every time I use it, it always does its job. So yeah, let's just get into the battle. I come from 4th gen, where dedicated leads were a thing, so I kind of start with Espeon a lot with this team, and sometimes it bites me back, because I really can't use Espeon that well sometimes. As you can see, it's shiny. That is thanks to Chris, son of Dragon, who is a pretty awesome guy. So, Cinccino, what is this? It outsped me, and I'm thinking, I'm timid max speed. How did this thing outspeed me? I figured it would go for U-turn. I know it would go for U-turn. I went for Reflect, thinking that it wouldn't outspeed me, and I would be able to at least survive it while it U-turns, and then get a light screen up next turn. Fortunately, I just immediately died. So he brings in Aggron. Now, I know it's a weird choice to bring in a physical Pokemon, but I'm choice banded with Hammer Arm, Max Attack, Adamant, or Brave. I figured I can one-shot this thing, and I do. So I was like, yeah, that was awesome. So now, he's got the Aggron, who has leftovers, and I'm just going to go for Hammer Arm again. I don't care if he switches in. It's going to hit things very hard. It's base 120 attack. I'm just going to go for it. But he paralyzes me. And I'm like, no, I needed to kill you there. Because the way I thought about it, the less I kill it, the more damage it's going to do. And because of that paralyze, he was able to switch out into Arcanine, which is so unfortunate. So I still get the Hammer Arm, and even at, well, it wasn't at -1 because he didn't use the Intimidate, but it does a lot of damage. But I was not confident. I saw that he didn't have Intimidate, and I thought, maybe you're banded. Maybe, just maybe, you're banded. So I figured he'd go for Flare Blitz, but no, he goes for a Morning Sun, so I guess, he is defensive, and maybe I missed the Intimidate because that Hammer Arm did a lot of damage. So he sends in Aggron, and I went for Toxic, predicting a switch, and I completely forgot about Aggron, to be quite honest with you. Completely forgot about Aggron. But I didn't really think he'd bring in the Aggron because, Hydro Pump. I know some people use Scald, but I like the power that Hydro Pump has, and since it's a wall, it doesn't really mind missing it sometimes. So that's what I did. And Aggron does go down. So in comes Cinccino, and I know this thing has Bullet Seed. I know for a fact. So I decided to bring in Tangrowth. Now, U-turn can be possible, but I am uber bulky. I am so bulky, and I kind of actually wanted to test to see if I'd be able to take a U-turn. So it goes for Bullet Seed, and I'm looking at the damage. It's doing literally 6 damage each turn. I know it's going to do 5, but 6 times 5 is only 30. Right? No. Yes, it is. Wow, I just completely spazzed on math right there. So I knew it wasn't going to really be able to kill me. I had no worries. And something cool about this Tangrowth, which is something you're about to find out, is I run Knockoff, which is not what I was talking about, but I like Knockoff. But this is the thing that I'm talking about. Look at this flamethrower. Look at how little that does. I am Assault Vest. Max HP, max defense, bold with Assault Vest. Now, maybe, just maybe, running a special nature and still having 252 defense would be beneficial. But, I didn't really want to. So, I figured I could survive another flamethrower, but why take the damage? You know, I have Heatran specifically to take fire moves for Tangrowth. I'm just going to go for it. Now, I also have Air Balloon, so I knew he couldn't really touch me. So, what I decided to go for is Hidden Power Ice. This is another Pokemon that I've got from other people, and it has Hidden Power Ice. It's the same Heatran that I use in doubles, but I changed up the moveset a little bit. So he goes for Snarl, something that I literally did not see coming. But I go for Earth Power thinking that's going to do a lot. It does a lot, but not enough to warrant me staying in. I figured it could go for Snarl again. It could go for Close Combat. I was pretty much predicting Close Combat, but I decided to go into Melodic just in case, you know, my Tangrowth doesn't have a lot of HP at the moment, and switching into an Arcanine with Stealth Rocks up and taking more damage with no reliable way to recover wasn't what I was looking for. So I go into Melodic, who does have Recover and can recover off the damage. I go for Hydro Pump to kill the Arcanine. He brings in the Flygon for fodder, and that's awesome. You know, that's another Pokemon out of the way that I'm glad is out of the way. So in comes Manectric, and I'm not really sure what to do here. I calced it out, and I realized, hey, I can survive a Thunderbolt from here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for Hydro Pump, do some good 50% damage, which it does do. It does 50 to 60%. And that should be good. Unfortunately, he kind of crits me. And I just didn't know what to do here. So I bring in Heatran, who I know can probably take Manectric pretty well and do some good damage with Earth Power. But I sort of figured he might switch out because, you know, he's already seen that I've run Earth Power. But thinking of what he could switch into, it really didn't matter because it's only Heatran. It's only Arcanine, so I decided to go for it again. I decided to stay in and go for Earth Power because I know he's going to lower my special attack, but it should still kill from where it is, right? That's my thought process. And I was right, and I'm glad I was right, because that was cool. I'm glad I was right about that. Arcanine was a huge threat to my team. I have a lot of fire weakness. I have 1, 2, 3. I'm realizing that now. And then he goes for Hone Claws now. He's totally predicting me to switch out because he is a Hawlucha, and Hawlucha can definitely destroy me. I go for HP Ice, and I'm thinking it would do more than half, but it didn't, and that really, really shocked me. Now, I go down to high Jump Kick, which was the plan to start out with, but I was rather surprised that he actually was able to survive that HP Ice. So here, you're probably thinking, Ryan, what are you doing? Well, you see, he had the Manectric in the back. I figured he would switch into the Manectric, and I figured an Earthquake from regular Pinsir would be able to kill it. So what did I want to do? I wanted to get that Moxie boost. So I went for it, and unfortunately, didn't work out in my favor. So that's a little unfortunate, and I did end up losing that because of that misplay. Quick Attack, Mega Evolve would have killed it. Would have been in a decently bad position afterwards anyway, but would have been in a bit of a better position. Now here's another really bad play that I made. I switched out into Tangrowth expecting a Thunderbolt, but I guess I didn't realize that he would Flamethrower the Metagross because Metagross is weak to it anyway. Now, it doesn't do a lot of damage. So I'm sitting here thinking, because this is the end of the battle at this point, you know, Metagross is going to lose to a Flamethrower. I'm thinking, was there a way I could have won that? And, you know, we were talking about it, and we think, had I left Metagross to die, because in reality, you know, Metagross didn't really have much against Cinccino. I don't think a Bullet Punch would have killed it either way. Had I let Metagross into die, I would have won out with Tangrowth against Manectric, because I do have Giga Drain, so I would have not recovered everything back, but I would have recovered enough things back. But the problem with that is that he did have the Cinccino in the back, and Cinccino, while with U-turn, does about 30%, so if you went for U-turn, I would have won. Tail Slap does around 50 to 60%, so it depends on what he would have chosen. And you know, it wasn't hacks that I lost, it was really bad plays. I should have quick attacked the Hawlucha. Pinsir would have been much better in endgame had I used it a little bit better, of course. So it really depends. If the Giga Drains gave me enough to survive a Tail Slap, I think I could have won. But hey, I made some bad plays, I own up to it. I learned some things from this battle. I learned some really good things from this battle. Because this is the first time I have ever used a Tangrowth, I have learned that Tangrowth is such a monster. So it was still a great battle, you know, good game to John. I wish I made some better plays to give it a better battle. I lost so many things. I lost Espeon, Pinsir, and Tangrowth to some really stupid plays. Oh, well, not Heatran. Heatran was odd. I didn't really expect the HP Ice to do so little. But like I said, it was a good game. So I appreciate everyone watching. I really do, and I hope to see you guys at the next episode. Peace.